celebrate the fact that we have 100,000 subscribers now, we're rebrewing the first beer we ever brewed with the help of our lovely co-host, Rachel.
Hello, I'm back. Our very first recipe.
Thanks everybody for subscribing.
Yeah!
Did mine pop?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I think we all did that. From a basement to an office to a studio. Pretty good.
So the biggest thing that's changed is the special effects. We used to just have like fake stuff like pow, pow, but now.
Alright, so these are the grains for the recipe. They're not crushed yet, so we'll need to crush them.
The finer points of the recipe are in the article on the website.
We had a whole video on how I couldn't do this, and now I still haven't learned.
Pull the trigger and hold that with your fingers. It'll tighten.
Ah.
That's how you do it, folks.
Oops. Finely crushed.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much just common sense, but...
Oh my god. Oh yeah. I'm excited. I haven't had this beer in a long time. It's an old recipe, I think from homebrew talk back in the day that I've messed with. It's one of the beer I've been brewing the longest.
For those of you interested in style guidelines, this beer is going to be an American Amber Ale. Well, it's a bit darker than your standard pale ale would be, and it's not nearly as hoppy as, say, a red IPA would be.
Now that we're 10 minutes into the mash, we're gonna take a pH reading.
Oh yeah.
That looks beautiful.
That's exactly like I remember.
Just
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I like it. It's definitely, you can taste the rye. It's got that spiciness, and then it's bitter, which I like.
Yeah.
Would you say it's hoppy?
It's more bitter than.
More bitter than hoppy.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of hop aroma, or like really, you don't get the fruitiness or the.
I feel like you get more of like the weedy dank.
Yeah, it's more of an
Yeah.
earthy, weedy, fucking bitter, which I like. So we're gonna watch some clips from the first brewing video we ever did, where we brewed the rye pale, which is also the beer that we're brewing today. What is the plan?
No idea.
So bitter.
There was no planning.
Yeah.
It was just like, what are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. You never told me, man.
Some things never change.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah, now I just roll with it. Now I'm aware.
Now you have a
there's
better
no plan.
attitude about it.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You're running the show, I bet.
So, we're heating up water.
Did we publish this to the internet? Yeah.
So now we'll just let it drain for 5 or 10 minutes.
I'm also going to flip this over to manual mode and set it to 100% power, so we can begin heating up to a boil.
I'm gonna remove the grain basket. They're grabbing lunch. I'm gonna take the word out of the lines. Kyle leaves it in, but he's not here. So I'm gonna put it into the kettle and turn it into beer. Put our hot basket in as our little spacer. feel so alone. No one to talk to. No friends. 100,000 subscribers and brewing by myself. Cool. So we're gonna bring this up to a boil. We'll be back when it's boiling.
Dude, call your therapist. Tell him you're done. Tell him you're just drinking this from now on.
You solved all your problems. The rye will cover a lot of mistakes. So I think that's why it's kind of a good beer to start brewing with, because the rye character is pretty strong and it's pretty bitter.
It's a good summer.
So the only space we really had to brew in at that point was my basement of my house, which is not finished. So I put that wall up behind Rachel there so we'd have a backdrop, and then immediately stopped using it.
Immediately, every shot was not in front of
It's like
it.
the unfinished guts of the basement.
We had to leave because my wife told me we had to leave. She said, I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here.
We got 4 hop editions, 0.33 each edition, a 60-minute, a 20-minute, a 10-minute, a 2-minute. So we are at our 60-minute edition. We're using Columbus hops, little dank, little resin, little citrus. And we'll be back in 40 minutes. So the heat is off. I just added the hops, the last edition, and we're gonna go ahead and chill this down and pitch some yeast and get it fermenting.
What kind of beer do you drink, Rachel?
It's an awkward question.
Wine?
Cider?
I mean, I stand by my answer.
Yeah. At
I like cider.
oh God.
You asked me out of nowhere to come brew a beer as a strange person with Emmett who knew how to brew. The idea was that I didn't know what I was doing.
I thought you at least drank beer.
Just because I live in Asheville doesn't mean I drink beer. I like beer. It's no problem. I like beer. I like beer.
I like beer.
I can honestly say that this beer was a contributing factor to the fact that we sell brewing equipment, period. Because I remember going over to your apartment in Fort Collins, and you had a kegerator in your living room, and we were just sitting on the couch, just crushing one of these after another.
Dude, this is f***ing great. I could get used to this.
Where would Emmett and Rachel and I be if we had never done any brewing videos?
These two would be screwed.
Rachel would be fine. Emmett and I are more or less unemployable in any other scenario, so I don't know. Thank God we did this, because who knows?
We're going to chill the wort to about 68 degrees now, and then put it into the fermenter.
The plan for the next 4 years is probably the same as it's been for the last 4 years. No plan.
I like to say it's not about the destination, you know?
Yeah.
It's about the friends you make along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really into QAnon these days.
You can find this recipe along with many others at clawhammersupply.com.
Thanks for giving this video a big thumbs up. To all of our 100,000 subscribers, we don't know who you are or where you are or why you're still here, but cheers to the last 4 years and to another 4. Thanks.
Bye.
Oh,